You have 8 slots in your virtual effects rack. The first 4 are always graphic EQs, and the second 4 can be reverbs, delays, or whatever you choose to put there. For the graphic EQs, to assign them to a channel or an output, click on the left here. You can choose a channel or an output. Now most of the time you're going to be using these on an output, so we have it here on mix 7, and then on the right side here we have the EQ going out to mix 7 again. So that's basically we've inserted this EQ on mix 7. It comes from mix 7 and then it goes back to mix 7. To change the EQ, you can tap on it and select it here. You have an on, which just turns the EQ on and off. You can also use the fader sign here. When you select this, it puts those frequencies on the faders in the master section, which makes things a little easier to control. You also have a flat here, so you can quickly flatten things out. You can also link rack 1 and 2 by doing this. So if you're using this on the house on your left and right outputs, you can link them here so you don't have to make the same changes on both of your graphic EQs. You can also quickly switch to the next rack 2, 3, 4 down here without having to close this and select the next one. You can also change your input and output from this view as well. So we'll go ahead and close that. And then below here you have what we normally use for reverbs and delays. To assign them, it's the same process. Over here you would assign a source, so it can be an output mix or a channel. So that's how you select your source, what's feeding the reverb. When you bring this up, you have a few more options. You can click up here and change the effect type. There are tons of options in here. So if you're looking for a reverb or delay or a flanger, whatever you're looking for, just grab it and it inserts it into the rack. And then here you have your input and output assignments again. You can cue it up if you want to hear the reverb quickly from there. And then you can control all your different settings of whatever effect you're using right here. Now, with the effects returns, you do have to eat up a channel. A lot of times people send them to the stereo inputs, and that's a convenient place to put them. Or you can actually use a channel fader, but of course you're eating up a channel that you can't use on your input side now. So that's a little drawback there. If you select the safe buttons on the side here, it keeps the settings from being recalled when you recall a scene. So this kind of is a safe thing to do, obviously, which is why it's called that, so that you don't mess up your settings accidentally when you recall a new scene. You can also touch over here and quickly change what's in this rack slot. You can make it blank if you want to, and then it would be nothing there. A 31 band EQ, a 15 band stereo EQ, or an effect. At the top, you can also control external head amps or preamps if you have those hooked up to your console.